The question was, I'm an emotional eater and I have no self-control. How do I gain back this control? Fortunately, in the Great Relationships University, we're all about autonomy. We're all about 100% responsibility and control over yourself. And in fact, when you take 100% responsibility for yourself, you gain 100% autonomy. To be autonomous is to have 100% control of your life and of yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove to you irrefutably and undeniably that you have 100% control of yourself, and the notion of lack of self-control is completely in your mind. The first myth you have to get over is that you are an emotional eater. You are not an emotional eater. You just feel like eating a lot. And eating is fantastic. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's the reason we humans survive. It's when you eat excessively, and it's when you eat unhealthily, it's when it's a detriment to your health. It's when it's a detriment to your psychology. So what is actually the myth, emotional eating? I want you to consider this very, very importantly. What comes first, emotion or thoughts? What do you think comes first? Do you think you feel first and then you think thoughts? Or do you think thoughts first and then you feel the emotions? Of course, most people you ask will say, hey, I feel the emotion first and then I think the thought. And the reason why that is because emotions are tremendously powerful, they're tremendously persuasive. And emotions are things that you cannot communicate via logic. It doesn't communicate to you via words, it communicates to you via emotions. So you can't communicate to your emotions via words. It's not logical, but it's reasonable. Logic came from the word logos, meaning words. The truth is, emotions come from thoughts. And I'll prove it to you. As you're watching this video right now, as you're paying very rapt and close attention to this video right now, behind your neck crawls up a centipede. There's a centipede crawling up your neck. Imagine there's a centipede crawling up your neck. Now, under normal circumstances, if you believe that, you would be completely grossed out. In fact, if you were in front of me and I were to joke around, hey, watch out, there's a rat behind you crawling up your leg, you'd probably jump around and say, where's the rat? And you'd be grossed out and you'll have anxiety. The truth is, the emotion came because you thought thoughts. You were thinking thoughts and then you felt the emotion. But this happens very fast, so you never recognize it. Emotions come from thoughts without my ever having to point it out. Without my ever having you think about it and imagine that situation, you would not have felt the emotion. Emotions come from thoughts. What are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the thoughts that you're thinking that's making you feel a certain type of emotion? Now, for a lot of people, they have certain thoughts of stress, stressful thoughts, worries. Now, here in the Great Relationships University, we talk about getting rid of worry, getting rid of anxiety, and becoming more and more enlightened person. But a lot of people have worry and thoughts of depression. And a lot of the ways that they cope with these anxieties and stress and worry is they eat, or they binge, or they do a lot of things. There are actually people that eat a lot because they were abused. They're being abused in the past. This has absolutely nothing to do with how they're eating now, except it's all in their mind. And then I want you to recognize that nothing exists outside of your mind. Let me say that again. Nothing exists outside of your mind. The reason you can perceive the things around you, the reason why you have concept, the reason why you have ideas, the reason why you think that we've gone to the moon, even though you've never gone to the moon and you've never seen the astronauts go to the moon, the reason why we believe there's a universe, the reason why we believe anything, the reason why anything exists, is because we're able to observe it. We're able to take what we take in from our senses, our smell, our sight, our feelings, our hearing, and our intuition. We take those and process them into our brains, into our minds, and then we come up with what we refer to as reality. In other words, without the brain, nothing exists. Without the brain, you have no concept of anything existing. Of existence itself, you have no concept. So nothing exists outside of your mind. So recognize that and we'll bring it all together. And the next thing you want to consider is we have something called willpower. And scientists have discovered that willpower is depleted throughout the day. And I'll link that study below this video. Our willpower is depleted by the decisions that we make throughout the day. What that means is during the beginning of the day, you have the most willpower you will ever have during the day because you're replenished and you are well rested. And throughout the day, as you make more and more decisions, the bigger decisions deplete more of your willpower. The smaller decisions deplete your willpower more and more throughout the day. And as you go through the day and you make decisions throughout the day, your willpower depletes. So towards the day when you have the least willpower, you are more likely to make bad decisions. And so it's incredibly important that you build systems for yourself around your life and you manage your environment. You manage your environment and you build systems around your life so that it's very easy for you to make the right decisions. In fact, for myself, I like to be autonomous with my decisions. I like to make my decisions automatic by building systems that make the decisions automatic, make the appropriate decisions at the appropriate time, and make when this happens, I'll do this. When that happens, I'll do that. So here's my call to action to you asking that question. Are you an emotional eater and do you have self-control? The fortunate and beautiful news is that you are not an emotional eater. You just like eating. All of us like eating. Eating is a fantastic and beautiful thing. Emotion comes from thoughts. What are the thoughts that you create for yourself? Manage your thoughts. Manage your environment. What are the thoughts you're thinking? I recognize for myself, my thinking is that I love eating and I love eating as much things as I can, and there's specific things that I prefer eating. But I know that if I eat about 10,000 calories in a day, if I eat 10,000 calories in a day, I'll definitely become obese if I do it in a prolonged period of time. If I eat 2,000 calories a day, I'll definitely lose weight because that's below my basal metabolic rate. If I eat 2,200 calories a day, I recognize that that's pretty much the optimum way to not deplete my muscle, but also keep my fats low. If I eat 3,000 calories a day, I'll slowly gain weight. So that's my thought process, and I recognize that when I eat things, I understand their caloric value. And by the end of the day, I have an estimated amount because I've counted my calories. I have an estimated amount of what I've eaten throughout the day, and I know what to eat next, and I know what not to eat next. And so emotion, remember, come from thoughts. Manage your thoughts. Manage your thoughts. What knowledge do you have? I have a book out that talks about how to look the best you've ever been naked. So if you want to get that book, just go to greatrelationshipsyou.com and you'll find the book there. I think it's there. If not, go to Amazon, how to look the best you've ever been naked, or just search for my name, Ron John. And then I went over the idea of managing your environment. It doesn't matter how much personal development you have. It doesn't matter how much personal control you have. If you don't manage your environment, your environment will manage you. My mentor once said that your environment is working harder on you than you are on yourself. So work hard on your environment. Manage your environment. Manage your associations. Who are the people you surround yourself with? Are the people you're surrounding yourself with always encouraging you to eat? Are they emotional eaters themselves? Are they people that don't have self-control? Surround yourself with people that have self-control. Surround yourself with ideas and good thoughts and knowledge that'll help you get the results that you want in your life.